Hey everybody, and welcome to my transformation video for Transcraft Beetle, the clean version. Forewarning, it's the exact same as the old dirty version, so if you had that version, you already know how to transform this guy. Alright, so let's get to it. So first thing, we're going to go ahead, I'll go ahead and start with his hands. They're on that pin and that ball joint, fold them at the pin, and then fold his fingers over, and just bring his thumb back, just out of the way. Let's rotate it. There we go. Cool. Do the same on both sides. Okay. Then we're going to rotate at the bicep. So the back of the tricep area is along the detail. All right. And now I'm going to lift up on the ab part here. Fold down his ears. Fold out the rear bumper. And I'm going to bring the arms up. These yellow pieces have to sit in the channels, and these gray pieces that the wheels are mounted on are going to sit flush against that. So I need to rotate a little bit. And then right here, there's a little divot that's going to fit right up here next to this ball joint. And we'll do the same for both of these. There we go. And when it's all said and done, you should be able to tab the wheels in to the sides of the fake chest. And the arms should be sitting pretty flat. You can see how that's all looking in there. Okay, next up, we're going to rotate right here. Okay, and then go ahead and do this now. Go ahead and rotate at the forearm, and we'll tab these two arms together. Kind of a do it now or later, but I'll go ahead and do it now just to get out of the way. So there we go. And we'll unfold the ends of the bumper and pretty much leave that up there for now. Now we'll come down here. You've got a slider. Go ahead and just extend that all the way up. You can let this sit down. I'm going to bring the windows back on their ball joints. Rotate these inward, and then rotate these two panels. And now you can make sure that your windows, your wings are about where they need to be. The back of the Beetle is about where it needs to be. And there we go. Okay, now we're going to do the legs. So, first thing, there is this panel here. You want to separate it. Just pull up like a reverse ab crunch, and this little crotch piece comes out on mine a lot. Put that in upside down last time. Oh, I sure did. Oh, no wonder it keeps coming off then. All right, well, I didn't notice that in the rest of the review video, so there you go. But yeah, you extend it at that reverse ab crunch, fold out those two roof panels, and rotate. All right, so you should have these roof panels facing upward with the rest of the Beetle so far. Now what we're going to do, we're going to bring the legs down. And for now, we'll leave them like that. We got to disassemble them. So pull out on the outer portion of the thighs to untab this little dovetail from the center. Lift up on that cover piece, pull up to disengage this tab, and then you can pull out on the other piece, and there you go. Let's see this. Just keep it up here for now. Keep it out of the way. We're going to come down here. We're going to separate at the ankle and peel all this up. Separate the roof panel. It's got 2 tabs. Pull out the hood, stretch it out, and flatten it down. So it should be sitting, you know, like a car. You can fold this all the way up. And now what we're going to do, make sure this roof panel is out of the way so it doesn't get damaged. And we're going to rotate. We're going to rotate at this silver joint, the ankle joint. And we're going to get the car portion lined up in this panel, which is on the inner calf, inner shin, that needs to be folded up. But yeah, go ahead and rotate that joint. There we go. So the body starts to line up. You have a post and a port for the front bumper. Go ahead and plug that in. There we go. Starting to look like a car. And then the roof panel, which was at the bottom of the foot, you can just rotate that up. Right now it's not tabbed into anything, but it will soon enough. All right, I'm just making sure things are where they need to be. Yep. Looks good. Okay. This ankle piece, go ahead and fold that in. And we will come back to that leg momentarily. We're going to do the same on this side. So again, the outer portion of the leg, pop that out, disengage the shin, fold up that little cover piece, untab the other half of the shin, rotate that up, fold up this piece of the shin, separate the ankle, and stretch out the foot, fold in the heel cover, untab the roof, untab and stretch out the hood of the car, fold the foot up, get the roof out of harm's way, and rotate the body down. Roof in place. Fender has the post and port connection. And there we go. We've got another side of the car ready to go. Now, I'm going to go ahead and stretch out these tail lights for these rear fenders. I just like doing it now so I don't take a chance of forgetting later. I'm going to do it now while it's easy. Alright, and now what we're going to do, so these shin cover pieces, you want them rotated around so that they're covering up the silver part of the thighs. And they don't tab in or anything, that's just where they are going to need to be. And then you want to rotate at the hip joint. Like rotate the legs down as if you were going to stand them up, but reversed, and then rotate the thighs inward. So what all that did was, now you've got, here's that chrome cod piece, that's the crotch cover. You've got the shins folded up on the front. The thighs, now you can pull these panels out and rotate them down. They only rotate one way. If you try rotating them backwards, you're going to stress something. You might break something. Okay, so real quick, this is how the thighs are sitting. The shin guards don't really tab in, but you can see how that little notch kind of fits in that piece of the thigh. So that's just kind of what I go off of there. All right, and now is what we're going to do is we're going to fold up the body, and we're going to join the two halves together. Oh, and you got to rotate the wheels down before you do that. You're going to need the wheels, and they just rotate out 180. And the foot on this side, which has a slider, slide it down. Now that's done, go ahead and join the two halves together. You got tab and slot right there on the hood, two of them. All right, and now you have the heels here. So you have a dovetail, and then these are all going to notch into each other. So I was pushing down with this, pulling up with this while putting them together to get that dovetail in. And then you can see that the toes, the heels lined up. So they're all meshed together. And then they'll just fold right up in here. As long as everything else is out of the way. Everything looks fine. There we go, okay. And now you can bring these side panels down all the way, which will lock the body in place. These two roof panels, there are tabs right here that in that gray piece for the waist. Go ahead and tab those in. All right, and now these rear fenders with the taillights, make sure they're rolled all the way forward so we have clearance for the side windows. Unfold the side windows. And now is what we're going to do. Get these ears in. Is we're going to rotate the arms up so they're bending at the elbow, and then rotate this whole assembly into the car. Something is hanging up here. Don't know if it's the head or something else, but there we go, that's better. And then you have two tabs here in the forearms that are going into two slots in the thigh. Just get those lined up and tabbed in. While you're doing that, rolling all this forward, just make sure that the windows stay about flush with the body. These little side pieces which can rotate, make sure they stay about straight. Now that we got it in there and they're at least mostly tabbed in, the bumper, you've got a tab and slot. Go ahead and bring that up. And if everything else is right, it should tab in. Then you've got these side windows. There's a tab right here on the inside of the window. That's going to go into a slot in the body. So go ahead and get that in. And then you've got two small tabs on the front of the window that's just kind of resting behind this. So you might need to like fold this front part of the window inward a little, push it in, and then straighten it out. Okay, I'm going to rotate this fender backwards on both sides and just lock it into place. Everything else is right. There we go. It should just go in with a little bit of pressure. And then I'm going to unfold both of these. And I'm just going to make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be. Give it all a little bit of a squeeze. Yep, and there we go. Here is the bottom, the side, and the top. There is Beetle in his vehicle mode. And then to go back to robot mode, is also super easy. So let's go ahead and start with pulling these two panels up. All right, we'll go ahead and pull the tail lights off, and for that I just pretty much pull up. All right. I'm going to pull these side windows out. Angle them outward at these hinges here. All right, and then I'll untab the arms from the thighs. And I'm just going to rotate this all out. There we go. Now I'll bring these fenders back a little bit to clear just the sides of the Beetle. Pull those out. Pull the heels out. And again, I'm going to push down, pull up to disengage that dovetail. I'm going to pull up just gently on these roof panels to separate them from those tabs. And now I'm just going to split the body apart. There we go. I'm going to rotate these around and set them back down. They just kind of tab into those little channels. I'll go ahead and fold these tail lights in. So that's out of the way and done with. Of course, you don't have to do that right this second. I just like getting it out of the way. All right, we'll go ahead and start by folding the wheel around 180. For this side, you'll push the toe up on that slider and then fold the wheel up 180. All right. Then we're going to go ahead and get this roof panel a little bit out of the way. Untab the fender from the body, and we're going to rotate up for that ankle. Untab the hood, fold it up, and you have a tab right here for this slot. Get the foot out of the way, and you can tab the hood in. And now you're going to rotate the roof panel around. You've got two tabs for a slot here and a slot here. Just be gentle because you've got different axes to move it on, and if you force this roof panel in the wrong way, you can damage it. Ask me how I know. Go ahead and fold out this heel piece, and then just go ahead and rotate the foot all the way around and tab that tab into that slot. That's one foot done. Now I'll keep going with the leg on this side. So what I'm going to do up here is I'm going to, so keep in mind the thigh was rotated like this. I'm going to bring the shin piece down. I'm going to rotate the thigh like that. And then I'm going to bring it down. This way I have some room to work here. So now we've got this. You've got right in here, you've got these two slots. They're dovetails for these two tabs. So you want to do this side with the foot first. Bring it up, tab it in. Then you'll rotate this shin piece around, or rotate it around first, I guess. But you get that shin piece over and you tab it in right here. Tab and slot. You can fold down this little cover piece now. And then you can bring this piece in. Make sure the rear fender with the tail light is in there about give or take right there. And then just fold it in and you've got a slot and a tab. And that's going to hold it. And then this piece came down accidentally, but go ahead and make sure that gets folded down on the inside of the shin. And that is it for one leg. Now we're going to repeat on the other side. So again, I'm going to go ahead and make sure the thigh gets rotated down and out. I'm going to separate the fender from the body, bring the roof piece out of the way a little, rotate the body up. I'm going to separate the hood, Separate the foot, fold the hood down, same tab and slot as on the other side. Now this roof piece is going to come up. You got 2 tabs for 2 slots. You see what I mean? Now I got to watch this joint needs to be rotated so I can bend it over properly. There we go. Good. Flip up on this decorative heel piece and flip it around, tab it into the side of the foot. There you go. Next, the front fender panel, go ahead and get that plugged into the side. Get the shin plugged in to the tab on the front. And then make sure the rear fender is folded up in there, slide it over, tab it in, and then fold down this cover piece. There's the 2 legs done. Now we're going to fold this in a little bit. We're going to rotate, and we're going to rotate down at this joint to plug this tab into a notch here in the waist. All right. Now we can rotate the legs down more so they're sitting properly. And there we go. Go ahead and stretch out the arms. The bumper already came untabbed for me, but if it didn't for you, untab it. And we're going to go ahead and rotate the upper body now. We're going to rotate these pieces in. And these window pieces may be in your way a little bit. Actually, here. Let's go ahead and rotate them this way first. So now you have the outside of the Beetle body with the robot spine. Now we'll go ahead and rotate these in. Fold in these side windows. Fold these or rotate these backwards so they end up on his back. All right, it should be looking something like that, give or take. And now slide down on this slider. And then you can fold everything up. And it's not going to tab in right now. So it's just gonna, you're just gonna have to be careful. Just hold it or let it lay down. I'm gonna fold in this rear bumper, and that can come forward. I'm gonna separate the arms, rotate them out. I'm gonna go ahead, bring the bumper back up into the body, and I'm gonna bring this all down. You've got 2 slots here for 2 tabs here. We can go ahead and tab that in right now while we finish up. So for the wheels, rotate them backwards. What I like to do is there is this little slot in the gray piece. Don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. And I like to make sure that the fake body can tab into that. There we go. Now you just rotate his biceps. Then rotate the forearms. And then just unfold the hands to whatever you want them to be doing. And let's see. Are we done? Yes, we are done. There is the back, the side, and the front. There we go. So thank you for watching. I hope this helped some of you. And until next time, see ya.